Talking Veg, and welcome to my channel. So as you can tell from the title of this video, today we're going to talk about 5 reasons it kinda sucks to be vegan. Now, disclaimer, I am vegan, I love it, it's one of the most positive things that I've ever done in my life, and I would definitely recommend it to anybody. However, with every positive, there is always going to be the negatives, and that's what we're going to talk about today. Some of these things can be considered slight inconveniences, but others can definitely have an impact on your day-to-day life. So, with that being said, let's get into the 5 reasons it kinda sucks to be vegan. Okay, so reason number 5 is dining out. Now, this seems like a given unless you live in some big metropolitan city, that when you go out, it's going to be really hard for you to find half-decent vegan options. I've found myself having to speak to servers for like half an hour about what vegan options they have available. And sometimes if it's somewhere new that I go to and I just get a sense that they're not going to be accommodating or respectful. I mean, you know what I mean, you go in somewhere and you just get a feeling that you're not going to be taken seriously. I have been known to tell them that I'm allergic to dairy and eggs, and then I'll just pick a veggie option from there, because let's face it, restaurants do take allergies a lot more seriously than any dietary requirements that are not linked to allergies or intolerances. With that being said though, where I live, it is getting a little bit better. There's a couple of restaurants in my area that do have separate vegan menus, and that makes ordering a hell of a lot easier. However, I just wish sometimes that there was a little bit more variety with the options that are available. It seems to be the same stuff over and over again, no matter where you go. Okay, so reason number 4 is parties and social events. So chances are, if you're invited to a party, social event, a wedding, anything like that, there's going to be very few options there for you, if any at all. I mean, if you're super lucky, there may be hummus and carrot sticks. But if it is at a hired venue that's being catered for, I would suggest maybe eat before you go and take some snacks with you. Now, if it's a party at someone's house, offer to bring food, especially if you're half decent in the kitchen. Bring enough food to share. Other people might try it, eat it, and you just never know. It might open up a positive conversation about veganism to someone that had never even thought about it before. Okay, so reason number 3 is tackling the ingredients list. Some of you might be thinking, how hard can this be? It's easy, you just look at a list and see if there's any animal products in it, and then if there's not, you're good to go. It's not that easy. Now, of course, if you're just buying whole plant foods, you don't need to check ingredients there, you know what that is, you're fine, you're good to go. But let's face it, none of us are perfect 100% of the time, and sometimes you just want a little bit of processed junk. And you can forget just looking for a vegan logo. I've been in the supermarkets, picked up things that said suitable for vegetarians, and then put it back thinking I couldn't have it. Had my husband come up behind me, checked the list, and he's like, there's nothing in here, take it, you can have it, it's fine. So don't rely on there just being a vegan logo on it. Now, there's easy things to look out for on the ingredients list, of course. Any dairy, eggs, honey, you know, and of course meat. But, you know, you get into slightly more difficult things like whey, casein, carmine, isinglass. And then forget the maze that is E numbers. I mean, I just don't understand what they're trying to do with you there. Now, I'll link a great website in the description below where it'll give you a comprehensive list of all the sneaky non-vegan ingredients to look out for. Reason number 2, other people's judgments of you. Now, this is a little bit more serious and it has impacted me. more so than anything else that we've discussed so far. I mean, we've all heard that joke. How do you know someone's vegan? Don't worry, they'll tell you. I mean, it's so ridiculous. Like, what do people think I do? Walk up to strangers in the street, shake their hand and go, "Hi, I'm Danielle, I'm vegan," and then walk off? I mean, no. I can probably say about 90% of the time anybody's found out I'm vegan is because they've offered me food that I know is not vegan, and I've politely declined, and then they've just went on and on and on asking me why. They're not just taking no for an answer, and then I've told them that I was vegan and that I won't have it. Now, there has been some occasions where I have been called names. I have been told I was irresponsible for feeding my children vegan food and that it was unhealthy for them. I've been told I look sickly, I look ill and unhealthy. I mean, bearing in mind, these are the same people saying this stuff to me that 15 months ago, when I was £100 heavier, and they'd go with me to McDonald's, watch me scoff a Big Mac and say absolutely nothing. Now that I'm vegan and I'm eating whole plant foods, I'm suddenly like the unhealthiest person in the world. But it was fine when I was eating all this crap before, all this crappy animal, unhealthy, fatty stuff before. That was fine. But no, I eat a bowl of rice and stuff, I'm suddenly like the unhealthiest person in the planet. And it really does get you down. I mean, I think since I've transitioned, all of the people I know must have went on some nutrition course that I know nothing about, because suddenly they know what's healthy and I have no idea what's healthy. It can really get you down, and it does. I try to block it out as much as I can, but I'm quite a sensitive person, so it does. I've came home from one of these encounters and I've just bawled my eyes out because it's just upset me so much. I don't understand why people get so offended when they find out you're vegan. I don't understand it. It's got no impact on them. There's absolutely no impact on how I'm living my life to how you're living your life. But you see it, they'll ask you questions, and they won't ask you questions for the most part because they're interested in what you've got to say, or they're interested about it. You see the cogs in their head turning, and they're just waiting on you saying something that they can just pick apart or argue with to prove you're wrong and they're right and they're the best thing and you're just being silly and stupid. And it is really frustrating and really annoying, and it is upsetting. I'm in the process of learning how to deal with it more and more. I don't argue back, say, like I would have done 6 months ago. Now I'm like, whatever, and I'll walk off. It doesn't mean it doesn't affect us. I'm just trying to cope with it the best way I know how, and it is hard. Okay, so reason number 1 of why it kind of sucks to be vegan is guilt. Now, I'm sure this will hit home with a lot of you, but I started on a plant-based diet in January 2016, mainly for health reasons. I was extremely overweight, I was unhealthy, I was fed up, I was depressed, I was physically and mentally drained, and none of that was fair to me. It wasn't fair to my children, it wasn't fair to my husband. But as I researched more and more, the footage that I seen and the things that I learned just broke my heart completely. As I said previously, I'm someone that's got quite sensitive nature, so it was really upsetting to me. If you're the same, I would maybe suggest not watching that kind of footage. Read up about the common practices in the dairy industry, farming and slaughterhouses. Maybe watching the actual footage is not something that you should do, because that kind of stuff doesn't leave you. It's there with you all the time. Once you've seen it, you can't get those images out of your head. The feeling of guilt sometimes can be quite overwhelming. I feel guilty that I didn't transition sooner. I feel guilty about all the pain and harm and the suffering that I caused before I transitioned. I feel guilty about not being able to do more than what I'm doing just now. I feel guilty about having to take medication. I know that's not vegan, but there's no other options for me. I have to take this medication. Guilty. I just feel guilty. Okay folks, so that was my 5 reasons it kinda sucks to be vegan. Now, as I said before, I am so happy that I'm vegan. It was one of the most positive changes that I've made to my life. But I do think there's a discussion there that needs to be opened about what challenges people face. You know, no matter how many times people on social media tell you it's the easiest thing in the world to do, for 90% of people it's not easy, it's hard, and they're going to face challenges. And I think it can only be a good thing to open up discussion about what they're going to face. So let me know what you think of my reasons, if you agree with them, disagree with them, or if you've got other reasons that I've not mentioned. List them in the comments below, and I will see you in my next video. Bye.